we are based by the jewelry that we're wearing, the way we did our hair, our makeup, and what we're wearing.
Now the reason we chose to do our project at Burt's and other bars around town is because almost everything at a bar is based around nonverbal communication. Tons of people come into the bar every night looking at other men, women, seeing what they're wearing, what they look like, how they're acting around their friends, or even the gestures they're making, and make judgments off them before they decide to go and even talk to them. Also, when one does decide to go and talk to somebody, sometimes the bar music's so loud, the only gestures and facial expressions can actually dictate what is being said at the bar.
Right. And so we are here to bring the bar scene to you in the classroom.
At the door. I didn't have an ID that was actually me. It had Alicia's name on it. And the way that the bouncer interacted with me was really non-verbally rich. Every time I kept looking away, I think it made me look a little more suspicious. I was looking all around. I kept my hood up, trying to make it look like, you know, that might not be me. And in the end, he looked kind of angry. He had his arms all crossed and just not very happy with the fact that I tried to pull a fast one by him. So saw a whole lot of nonverbal cues there, and a lot of it really made me nervous because I didn't like making him angry like that. Let's see what happens next.
It's music, I mean, if you think about it, it brings a certain ambiance to any kind of situation. Say if you're playing very aggressive music, you're going to get an aggressive feel from your crowd. And I mean, it's kind of like stimulation. So it's like, you know, for children, you don't, if you want to put them to sleep, you don't play hard rock. You play a lullaby, and it kind of goes, you know, whatever kind of music that you're playing, you're going to get that kind of reaction.
I am having the hardest time deciding what I want to wear to go out. Let's go and ask the waitresses at Proof and see if they actually have some idea as to what people are wearing, and maybe even a little bit of insight as to why they're wearing what they're wearing.
On weekend nights, Fridays and Saturdays, we have to wear cocktail dresses that don't show too much skin because we don't want to give the customers a challenge. Yeah, because we don't want to challenge or make other female customers uncomfortable and they can't bring their boyfriends and or friends and compete with us. The main thing is that we cannot compete with the customers.
But I could put a potato sack on us and it still wouldn't be there.
Shake them dice and roll them. When they ask you what's that dance, you say that's the hustle, man. I ain't ready for this.
So what just happened in that last scene was I was all out of the drink that I was drinking, so I decided to order another one. By raising my glass, I signaled the bartender that I wanted another drink and that I wasn't all done with my tab. So the bartender brought me over another drink, put the straw in it, got me all nice and comfortable, and I started drinking again. Right about that time, I decided I need a cigarette. So, in order to symbolize to everybody that I was going out to have a cigarette and I was away from my drink, not done with it, and didn't want to get roofie, I took a cocktail napkin and set it over the top of my glass. This was a universal symbol to everyone that I was going to be gone for a few minutes. I also raised my carton of cigarettes in order to show the bartender that I was taking off to have a smoke. He nodded in agreement and showed me that he understood that I was leaving and I was free to take off to go have my cigarettes.
People tend to shake their hand like this if they want another drink.
Or I've had someone throw something at me. But I also told them they could if they really needed me because they took well. So.
Or usually get this one to get their tab or their check.
Say you get a party of girls that come in that are attractive and you want to want to see them dance. Or better yet, here's a prime example, is, say maybe on a slower night. And I mean, I've done this one, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've actually done it, where you see somebody and you're watching the way that they dance on the dance floor. And even though everybody else might not be feeling it, that person is making a connection with you on the dance floor. And so, for something that I might be able to do, that I enjoy watching her dance, it brings me pleasure by watching her. So I might just play more music that she seems to enjoy, so that way, it might make the night pass quicker, or just might bring a fun party vibe, or snap me out, or whatever funk I might be in. So
I guess it pays off to flash a smile to the DJ every now and then. But he may want to be a little bit wary, because he doesn't want to be caught gazing all too long, because that could also send the wrong vibe.
Girls tend to give a look and then turn away. Guys tend to stare.
Or they just grind up on each other?
Or send drinks. Yeah. Is another way of nonverbal communication. We send drinks over.
I think it's pretty interesting to know that other people can pick up on your nonverbal cues, even if they aren't the intended receiver. So just for example, with the waitresses at Proof, they pick up on flirtation from across a room, but they're not even going to be the ones that are receiving the flirtation signals. So let's talk to the DJs and kind of see what happens when the night gets a little later, and what happens when customers may not be so happy.
Is you're actually going to be able to tell if somebody's going to be posturing for a fight just by, once again, eye contact, the facial expressions. I mean, prime example is they'll tell us to keep an eye out for that stuff, because we'll be the first ones to be able to see it on the dance floor, because we got a bird's eye view. But I mean, you can say pushing, you can say posturing, you can say, the pointing the fingers. I mean, all these things, or even throwing your hands up in the air. These are all things that indicate that there might be a problem that might ensue from these two people interacting. You can't.
At the end of the night, they're pretty much bumping and grinding, or sitting on top of each other.
Oh, that one's classy. I like that one.
Talk about nonverbal communication. You see everybody leave the dance floor. That basically tells you that you're doing the wrong thing. They don't.
Trying to get hitched, liquor wasted on me, man, son of a. Brushed it off, now I'm back to getting lit. Goose and orange juice, man, need some good.